Welcome back. This is Dr. Vikki, and this is our last segment here with Carol Tannenbaum. She's going to be a guest on talking about FRS in the future and also talking about ethics in developing programs. So this is something that my focus has been on. So we've heard from Carol now, and now we're going to be closing up on everything that has happened and how Carol is viewing the world, both psychologically, emotionally, and intellectually with 9/11. So Carol, this is the conclusion. Give us your summary of all of this big gestalt here.
Well, the macro picture, in my mind, is that one would hope that when the nation or a family or anybody has been through a terrible crisis, that they would come out the end as better people, better family, better nation. And I can't say that I've seen that. Interestingly, the USA Patriot Act was written before the 9/11 Act. And the fact that it has eroded so many of our rights, that the phone companies still have license to eavesdrop on anyone they want to without FISA court approval, astounds me that people are not yelling and screaming in the streets about the loss of their freedom. Also, unfortunately, and even though I just said that I try to laugh my way through the day, I feel very sad about the way that our country has evolved or devolved, and that people are not necessarily anymore interested in each other, interested in working for the Peace Corps, and that's the big picture because, of course, there are, I mean, you hear on the news all the time about people doing wonderful things, but the fact that politics has become so mean-spirited, and that there seems to be so much hate in the world, really makes me very sad. I work a block away from the controversial mosque downtown, and I guess being a libertarian by nature, I feel live and let live. Unless somebody is doing something really harmful to someone else, hurting someone else, and I think that cruelty is probably the worst evil, leave them alone. They're not bothering anyone. They've been there for years. So I think that prejudice and dissension have really become so terrible in this country. You mentioned the so-called reality shows, which is part of the dumbing down of America. People seem to be very proud to be stupid, which I find really gut-wrenching. There's so much in the world to learn, to be excited about, to share with other people, and it's not about reality shows. I was surprised when I was talking to some people that were going to have a reality show party, and I thought, how vapid and shallow is that? It's very sad. I don't know what the answers are. I'm not a one-person crusader. I feel that I can only make my individual impact on a day-to-day basis, and hopefully one day implement my ethics program.
Well, that's what we want to have you as one of our members to our foundation, because we are the only ethics show on air, and we want to expand to television, and we are the only ethics newspaper. The Ethical Times is the only ethics newspaper that exists. So, and we are a drop of sand, and so much is focused on celebrity and fame and wealth, and not on helping others and changing our world. And that is why, we are in the crisis we're in, because people didn't stand up and people did not do the right thing. So we have a lot of work to do. I mean, billions of dollars of work to do. I don't understand why people are still not in jail. I just don't get it. Why the banks, the banks need reform, and they're not going to get it by us giving them billions of dollars more. That does not create reform so much. So Carol, thank you so much. For anyone, you can reach me at drvikki@gmail.com if you'd like to support Carol's project. I'm going to be supporting it. Our foundation will be supporting it, and we need volunteers to put together an ethical program for the middle schools. And it is middle school because I'm still in that Camelot belief. So that really,
it's the right age
it's the right age.
Students to learn. They're aware of the world around them, and they have enough background, but they're still in their formative years where they're open to this type of thing.
Carol, do you get notices or any invitations to anything about the 9/11 event? I mean, are you on a mailing list for those who are survivors? Or is there a survivors mailing list?
Well, the only thing that I'm in touch with is an organization sponsored by the city, which is monitoring people's health and psychological state. And other than that, I feel that the past is the past. It happened. It's history. And I try to live my life now. And frankly, I don't really want to be involved with that. I work right next door to the World Trade Center. So I have to, on a day-to-day basis, I need to do a lot of sublimation as it is to just be there every day and not think about it. So to belong to any kind of group would just resurrect it again. I'm just trying to live my life.
Well, thank you, Carol. We thank you so much. And well, any questions that people may have and questions they want to ask Carol, please email me again at drvikki@gmail.com so that we can do a follow-up session with Carol. Thank you so much for listening to WBAI. Please call in and make your pledges so that we can have more programming. I think you learned a lot. You learned that the stairway wasn't filled with massive amounts of people. And what Carol happened is when she was in her office, she was early so that the people weren't arriving. So she knew that she better get out right then. And then people continued to arrive and no one left. I mean, it's amazing about timing and consciousness. But when people were told, stay where you are, everything's under control, they listened. And all they had to do was look out the window and listen to the news. It's very strange, but it's life. So remember, truth is our greatest beauty. Truth is beauty. And thank you so much. This is the Ethical Doctor, Dr. Vikki. And till next time, bye-bye.